All right, guys, I have straight up 7 o'clock. And I want to thank you guys for choosing us over the Super Bowl. I think I know everybody on this call. Just see a couple of you guys logging in. Lisa Bell Henson. My counterpart has chosen the Super Bowl. No, I'm just teasing. I actually gave him total freedom. The Kansas City Chiefs was his favorite team from boyhood. And so I understand they're in the Super Bowl. Not that I ever follow it. So we thought tonight will be a little bit different, just because we just appreciate the consistency that you guys who jump on this call every single week. You're always on, you're always plugged in, and we just so appreciate that. So we're gonna just do things a little bit different. I don't know if you guys saw the post on Team Unlimited. I asked that you would just bring questions. If you guys have questions, one of the questions that I have for you is just, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now in building this business? And this is the elevation call. By elevation, I'm just going to tell you guys, I view what we do is lifting people. Elevation is lifting people. And I made a couple notes here. We lift their health. We help improve health. We literally lift their skin now. And we lift their income. What Stephen Thompson calls all those things is just, we are freedom brokers. And I believe what we are doing is so important. These things happen in specific windows. I don't know if you guys were on Jenny Lesby's call yesterday. She talked about leaving people better than when you found them. Ultimately, what we're doing is creating a distribution channel. And one of the couple that I wanted to kind of speak from the heart tonight, I was not smart enough to recruit this couple. And those of you guys who are just chiming in, some of you guys have been on our team for a while. Some of you guys might be brand new, and you might think, this is hard. I don't really know how to go about really building a team. And so what I will tell you is, if you just go and start taking action and talking about this with passion, that amazing things happen. And one of the people that I talked to very early on when I saw the results with my son, Nate, was a woman, Judy Carver. And many of you guys know Judy. She is so fun. She's in Florida. I don't even know if she's on this call right now. She had just undergone dental surgery. And so she laughs at the first meeting. She was not great at making decisions, but she did come in at gold. And she ended up introducing a very dear friend of her, who is now not with us anymore on this earth, Donna Nunn, who ended up sharing it with another person, who shared it with another person, who shared it with their chiropractor. And that was Jim and Linda Ferguson. And I'll never forget when they found Jim and Linda, they're like, oh my gosh, we found Barbie and Ken. And this is the most incredible, talented, beautiful couple. And I'm like, can't wait for you to meet them. And I remember when I met Jim and Linda, I would literally told them, hey, can you present this week? And so I think that we really gave them maybe a week to learn the business before they did their first presentation, kind of threw them into the fire. But they have just never stopped working really, really hard with their team in this business. I asked them if they, on this evening of the Super Bowl, when, half the people are watching the game, if they would just kind of speak from the heart. And because I want them to kind of tell their story of why they jumped into Zalise, and especially kind of what they see about what is special right now. So with no further ado, Jim and Linda, you guys are two of the hardest working people on our team. With all the presentations that you do, you guys just pave the way with all the social media posts, beautiful banners. I think everyone would agree that you guys are just a class act. And so I wanted you to share from the heart tonight.
Go ahead. Thank you, Lisa. Hey guys, hello everybody. Tampa Bay, okay. But thank you, Lisa. Since we met Lisa, I think it was like the 26th of July, 2018, when we went to an event up in Indianapolis. We met this person that was rocking and rolling. She was a national ambassador at the time. Her name was Lisa Bell. And she was rocking and rolling this business. And, she just, from that point on, has been such a light in our lives, has led us along the way, just such a fun example. And then, of course, her and Hal falling in love. It's been such a joy watching that. in our lives. It really has been a joy to watch that. And they've become just our dearest of friends. And that just goes to show you that, I hope to goodness each and every one of you recognize this business as so much more than just a business. When you've been introduced to this business just by a very fine thread, how we're introduced, miracles can really happen in your life. And so thanks, Lisa, for trusting us, for letting us talk to the team tonight. Just a little bit of our story, if you haven't heard it. One thing I want to tell you, we were broke when we saw this business. I mean, if you're talking to people that have created lifestyle, everybody's just broke at a different level. It doesn't matter if you make $25,000 a year, or you make $250,000 a year. People are just broke at a different level. And we had a lot of health issues. And I'm not saying everybody, but many people are. And Jim had a lot of health issues, accidents. And we are so grateful for the product because it just had such a wonderful effect on his health. But when I saw this opportunity, the night that I saw it, I was just hoping and praying, as I had been praying for something. I was just hoping this was going to be what I thought it could be. And lo and behold, if it hasn't become that. But it didn't just happen. It happened because, for one thing, we were willing to work. It happened because we have an amazing upline. It happened because it was supposed to happen. But there's definitely some defining moments that each and every one of us go through to make sure that if this is something that you really want, there's no special science as to how it happens, but there are some special things that one has to do to make sure that it does work. And I think that's what our role is tonight. Maybe just give you some hope for that. Yeah,
and a little bit further back beyond seeing the plan from Lisa and Neil is that we had been in a network marketing business before. We were in the Amway business
a long time ago,
1990. Now that's when we signed up. We signed up in Amway in 1990.
I was 28 years old.
Yeah.
29. So.
Yeah, and I was 34. But here's the thing, guys. Amway was a 29-year-old company at that point in time. They had already gone through formulation, concentration, momentum, and they were entering the biggest level of stabilization and were already a multi-billion-dollar company.
2.2 billion was what they were.
And we were out there trying to build this business, and I was working just as hard as all the Amway Diamonds did back in the 70s and the 80s, and I wasn't getting anywhere, but we were working it, and we were learning things, and we learned things that we are still using today. You want to know what hard is? You try to build something that's already in stabilization. That's like trying to make money, double and triple your money in Amazon stock today. That ain't going to happen, guys. It's going to go up by pennies a share, or a couple of dollars at a time. It's not going to double and triple and quadruple, and so you have to understand one of the reasons why Zelise, I understood at that first conference that we went to, that we met Lisa, that we just talked about. And there's a big hint right there. We got out of our comfort zone, out of our home, and we went to a conference in Indianapolis and met our upline. We met, not Hal, but you weren't there yet. We met Lisa, we met Eva, and we met the
Judy Carver.
And Judy Carver, and we met Stephen Thompson.
I met Donna Nunn for the first time. Not the first time, but Donna Nunn. All of our upline was there.
But at that conference, Stephen Thompson pulled out the curve of prosperity, and he had the cojones to put it out on the line and said, look, this is where we are. And this is where other companies have been. And when he showed us that, Lynn and I went like, elbowed each other. We're like, yeah, we got in during stabilization. That's hard. And we understood, we recognized right away that this was a brand new company, a brand new industry with a brand new product. And we understood that vision. And if there is anything that I can tell you about, why Zalise and how to build Zalise now for yourself, is that you have to have the same powerful vision that Stephen Thompson had when he was sharing that with us. When he was telling us that first weekend that this was going to be one of the fastest corporations in the history of network marketing to hit $1 billion, I was in, because I understood what that meant. If I put my boat in the water, my boat was going to rise along with that tide. And I understood that. And so you not only have to get that type of vision for yourself and for your business, you have to understand the vision of where this corporation is going. And Linda made a post this past week on her storyline, I think it was. She says, if you think I'm selling CBD, you're not paying attention. And I'll tell that to everybody here. If you think it's still CBD, man, the future is ahead of us. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. We're talking about a multinational business. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar business. We're talking about skincare, body lotions, shampoo, deodorant, mouthwash, toothpaste, you name it. We're probably going to have it. Everything from sports drinks, and it's endless where this science can take us. And we are at the ground floor. And so when you take that type of vision and that type of excitement and you talk to people, they can't help but be attracted to you.
And small words will not stir the souls of men. So you have to be bold with your words. Until someone else gets the vision, you've got to have the vision. So what is it you're thinking of? Are you working through your thought process of what this is for you and yours? And so when we saw this early on, we knew that it could be big. And what you want to do is you want to get around, and until your mind gets to the point that you can see it big, get around the people that see it big. That's so important. Get around the people that see it big.
I remember this from Amway. Our sponsor did this. And, I said, well, I don't think I like network marketing. I don't want to talk to people. And I remember him pulling out the application and looking at it and studying it for just a few seconds, just to make his point. Then he turned it over and looked at the other side just for a few seconds. And he says, son of a gun, it doesn't say anywhere on here that you got to like it. And it's true. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it so that you can get what it will give you.
That you like.
That you do like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that is truly what it is, having a big vision and just being able to understand that, and to have what this business offers each and every one of us. Oh my gosh, to carve it out. I say in the business plan, we have this, when I look at that Carver prosperity, it looks to me like a wave. And I'll say it all the time, you can be the best surfer on the beach. But if you're on the beach holding your board underneath your arm, when somebody else has been paddling and paddling and paddling and paddling to get out to the wave, when the wave comes, the ones that are in the water are the ones that are going to get the biggest benefit.
Now, if you have a big enough vision, it will put you into action.
Yeah, it will put you.
Go to your notes.
Okay, so that, and so Lisa asked us to talk about, what it is, what needs to be done to build this business. Well, the biggest thing is what is called show the plan. Okay, STP, show the plan. And we help all ambassadors with product. Every single ambassador that comes in, we help them with product. I hope you do too. But you work and you build with the ambassadors that show the plan. You have to understand that. Not everyone is going to show the plan. And so spending your time with people that want to build the business, if you're telling me you want to build the business, you're learning how and to show the plan, or you're letting us or your upline show the plan until you're able to or willing to. So showing the plan is that is where the rubber meets the road.
And if
in
you're
this
on here,
business.
we're preaching to the choir already.
We are. Yeah, we really are. But, you know, I have to remind myself, we can get very busy doing Zalise. You know, there's all kinds of activities that can be very distracting in your life. And so you being able to manage yourself and your dream and your vision is essential to being able to follow through with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. There's two types of ambassadors. There are the product users and the business builders. We say it all the time. I heard Lisa say it the first time I heard her show the presentation. Get in where you fit in. And that is so true. But don't confuse people don't confuse yourself. When people get in with a stim pack and don't place an order or an auto ship that's going to further them, if they're not attending the meetings, if they're not doing these things, then they are a product user.
I don't care if they get a gold pack. If they're not attending these type of meetings, they may not be a business builder.
Exactly. And so when you show the plan, you know, you can't confuse, you don't want to get your goals confused. And spending time thinking that someone is going to do something that they're not going to do. I do it myself. I have to always check that box to make sure that I'm spending time. Now, don't confuse what I'm saying here. We help everybody with product. And we help everybody achieve what they're wanting to personally achieve through this business.
Because that generation bonus is important.
That's right, guys. 80 to 85% of the people that get in your business are just going to be product users. Relax.
Enjoy it.
And go in and show the presentation to as many people as you possibly can. You know, that generational bonus is built on people using the product. But as you show people the business opportunity and they say, okay, I just want to be a product user, continue to go show it to find the people that want to be business builders so that you can duplicate yourself so that you can create financial security.
And that door swings both ways. The business builder may fall back into just a product user. And then that product user can go back through that door and become a business builder. And so you love everybody where they are. You serve everybody where they are, but you have appropriate expectation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so also, you know, one thing I think that Jim and I are able to do, we are able to help other people get this business presentation in front of people for other people. Are you able to do that? If you're not showing the plan, are you getting them to your upline that will show the plan for you? That's really important. A lot of us talk the business, but we don't show the plan. We talk all around it. We'll make a phone call. We'll get in front of somebody, and we will never move it from the conversation to showing the presentation. And the presentation, guys, the showing the plan is where decisions are made. Do you want to be a wholesale buyer? Do you want to be a bronze, silver, or gold?
And you could talk around it for an hour and a half without ever showing the first slide. And that's just, I mean, that's just go ahead and do a dance in the minefield. You're going to blow yourself up, you know.
We got a light back here. It keeps going on and off. So, you know, just don't confuse that. You know, make sure that if you're there and you've got someone that is you've got their attention captured, move to the presentation or get them booked to a presentation. Let's see.
Mindset.
Yeah. And so the last thing that Lisa asked us to talk about is mindset, the mindset of building a business. You know, you are who you hang out with, you are the books you read, and you are the stuff that you listen to. So take account of that right now. Who you hanging out with, what you're reading, and who you're listening to. And that will tell me where you are up here. And I have to do that check every single day. Jim says it this way: you can't have a mental enema. You can't have a mental enema, okay?
Once it's in your brain, it's in the computer. You can't wash it out. There's no delete button on the brain. Once it's in there, it's in there. Now you can dilute it. If it's a real negative thing, you can dilute it with more positive. And that's where the books, tapes, and association comes in, but you can't flush it out. So if you got some stinking thinking, you got to air out your brain, and so guys, and one of the things that ate me up when I was first in the network marketing business was my self-esteem. And you build your self-esteem by doing what you know needs to be done. All right. And when you do that, it's one of those things that you can check off that daily list. Yes, I did this. Yes, I did that. And when you get to the end of the day, you go like, wow, I did what I said I was going to do for myself. Right. And one of the things that and here's a word that I don't think is talked enough about, and it's called accountability, being a person of your word. When you say that I'm going to be on this call every Sunday night, you're on it every Sunday night. You try to be the first one on if at all possible. And one of the things that I'll talk about Steve and Jenny all the time, because they are the model ambassadors that you are looking for in your business. From the moment Steve and Jenny made that mental decision in December, January of 2018, 2019, to get a goal kit and get started in this business, they have not missed a single call. They've been on every Jeep call, elevation call. They've been on every call that I know of that they are qualified to be at. And there are calls now that Steve and Jenny are qualified to be at that I'm not qualified to be at yet, right? And they are there. And that's called accountability. Being a person of your word, doing what you say that you're supposed to do, not only for yourself in that checklist, but when you meet somebody new, when you talk about your product to somebody, when you show the plan, whether they get in or not, that's neither here nor there. You've done what you're supposed to do, and that builds your self-esteem. It builds your confidence. You can get 100 no's in a row, but if you're out taking the no's, right away that you have separated yourself from the masses, and it's just a process of numbers at that point in time.
And in that action, it doesn't have to be 3 large things. That's the reason why counsel is so important. When we're helping people get started, the last thing we want to say, hey, go out and show the plan 5 times this week. They'll go, oh, are you kidding me?
Or they'll blow their feet off.
Along the way, they'll do it, hit the minefield and they're gone because of that. That's not what we're talking about. When you counsel with your upline, and this is part of the mindset, when you're counseling with your upline, I really recommend that you're talking to your upline on a weekly basis in a personal manner, a chat. And what happens in that time is that you're building a friendship, you're building trust, and you're building a business. And sometimes the business comes long after the friendship and the trust, because that friendship and trust is what's going to root people into this business and give them very deep roots, so that when the winds do come and there's challenges along the way, those roots are deep enough that it keeps them in the business. And so in those little chats, ask, your upline, what are 2 or 3 things that I should be accountable to at this point in time? And it's probably not going out and showing 5 plans a week. It's probably some very small incremental tasks that help build yourself to move forward in this business. And that's all the mindset that goes with it. Action will cure anything in your life that you don't like, the proper actions. And whether it's a relationship that you're wanting to improve, whether it's your business, whether it's, whatever it is, proper actions will cure it. I mean, just literally cure it. And inactivity and procrastination truly can be a disease for the mind. And so we have to work through that. And that's where your upline leadership really, I just can't tell you how important it is, because, we need Hal and Lisa more today than we ever have needed them.
And too many people have a back door, whether it's their job or their spouse or their kids or whatever it is. Too many people have a back door. One of the things that my dad taught me when I was in junior high, going into high school, I came up and I was like, I want to play football. And I'm undersized, underweight, and and if you don't know, I'm blind as a bat without contact lenses.
His
right?
shoe size is 7, guys. Okay.
Right? So that should tell you a lot right there. Okay. And what my dad told me, he says, whatever you do, you give it your best, whether you play or not, and you don't quit. And I said, yes, sir. And when my dad said something, he was not a man of many words. When he said something and you agreed to something, it was a contract. And there's things I should have quit along the way that I didn't, and I got
obstinate enough
because I was just ingrained. You just don't quit. You keep going. You keep hammering away at it. And if there's anything that runs through everything that we've talked about tonight, and I'll try to sum this up, we talked about why is the least, we talked about how's the least, and now we're talking about mindset. I don't think you can separate those three things apart.
Right.
And it goes back to vision. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Mm-hmm. And when you are confident and full of your business and of your future, and you know that this is the direction that you need to go, and regardless of what obstacles may be out there, if you're going to take that bull by the horns and you're going to wrestle it to the ground, that's supper. That's what you have to do. And so it's having that type, and like I said, too many people have a back door, and have a distraction that they can go and do this or that. And well, I can make my money over here in cryptocurrency or whatever the case may be. This is your vehicle. When you buy this, you buy it.
No back door. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, you guys, that was so good, man. I'm glad this is recorded, and let's give them a Zoom wave. And I see Hal Henson, international skincare model, jumped on. Hal, what did you think about Jim and Linda? Are they not rocking in their advice?
He's watching the game.
What great attention that he's paying of all of us.
What's the halftime show?
He must be watching the halftime show. Look at he's well, we're going to never let him live this one down. But one of the things, I appreciate, Jim, you guys bringing up the window that we're in right now with Selise, just because you guys experienced a company which is stabilized. You guys have all seen the curve of prosperity on our presentation, where it starts with, we're really still pioneering Selise. And I also was in a company that was stabilized. It was a 34-year-old public company. And it was really challenging. And once you've kind of beat your head against a wall, you learn a lot. But the window that we have right now with Selise, I've never seen anything like it right now. And so you guys did a great job of really bringing that up. And I love what you said about showing the plan and taking action. I also love what you said about mindset, because now that I'm 3 and change years in to Selise, I think the most important part is building it in your mind first. This is not a business that you walk into a building. We don't have a shingle. This is something that you are your business. And a lot of people, want to create income, but it's about building your mind. It's about building yourself. And I think Jim Rohn is the one that says, don't just aspire to earn $1 million. It's the person you become in the process. And Linda, you and Jim have just shown that. I've just been so honored to get to work with you guys side by side. And I just thank you so much for sharing so richly with our team.
It's been our privilege.
It's our privilege. And this is a lot of fun. Overcoming Linda is the biggest jazz that I get out of this thing. And building the friendships. Guys, if you build a friendship, you'll build your business. Go out and, you've not met your best friend yet, really. I mean, we have best friends, right? But go out and find your best friend, find a good friend, make a good friend. And it just so happens you're in this business together, and stay with them and help them, and you'll build the business together.
Absolutely. And the other lesson, if you're listening, is that Jim and Linda are on like 5th or 6th level from us. So if you just go start, and you start with who you know, and you keep your mind focused, and you keep the action, and you just continue to dig and dig and dig, that is where you will find 3rd, 4th, 5th level is where you're going to find gold in this business. And with Lishé, I've never seen anything like the perfect storm, like what we're seeing right now. And so does it feel hard? It just feels new. And so understand that, you know, you got to find the words to say to activate your network. I just posted 2 Tim Sales videos on Team Unlimited. Linda, hopefully you guys have seen those, just because I was driving today and I had a chance to listen. But I really want everyone to listen to the bad rap, that network marketing getting a bad rap, because there's a lot of history in that. And I think part of what we really want to do is we want to be professionals in what we're doing in the world of network marketing. What you hate about network marketing, what I hate about network marketing, is when amateurs are trying to do a professional job. And so I believe that all of us are doing a noble thing for people as we serve. And Linda and Jim definitely talked about that. So I mean, what Tim said is we solve problems for people. You know, better health without pharmaceuticals, better skin without chemicals, and a platform to turn a transfer buy into income. And, you know, for us in our 5th month, we were able to exceed 6 figures of an annual income. And that changed my life in a way that I don't know that I could fully really explain to anyone. It makes you honestly feel very, very humbled, because it's not because I'm so great. And in this business, as we share this with other people, we duplicate very simple things, very simple things. If you can't show the plan yet, I've got Jenny Lesby's recording of Lishé showing the plan that we can share with people. But as soon as you can learn to do it yourself, your power will increase, because that's when you're actually sharing this with your own voice. And there's nothing more powerful than that. And I want to recognize, before we kind of turn it over and let you guys ask questions, that we always talk about the leaderboard, the top 25 people in terms of volume, and also the number of signups are tallied 1 through 25. At least half or more right now are from Latin America. So they're from countries that we don't really even recognize. But Laura Curdy is number 11 on the top 25 this week. So I want to just give Laura a shout out that she has been able to stay focused and continue to do something that is difficult, even with obstacles in her life. And so I just wanted to shout out to Laura. And so you guys, really, thank you so much, Linda and Jim, because they really shared from the heart. But I asked you guys, what is keeping you from where you want to be right now? What is your biggest obstacle? If you want to share that, you're welcome to. If you want to ask a question, you're welcome to do that. We're going to keep this brief tonight, but I would love to hear from you guys before I start calling on people. Susan Everett. Susan?
Yes. Okay. So, you know, so I kind of went through, like Linda said a while ago, one of the hardest things for her to deal with is Linda. Well, one of the hardest things I deal with, obviously, is Susan too, because there's a lot of competing crap that gets into my head, and I haven't found that intimate either. But that's a great idea. If we could sell one of those, I love it. So I was really having a lot of trouble this past week or so, just with the motivation. Just some negative things had happened, both in my own life, but also in my business, and people dropping out and crap like that. And it just all multiplies in your head. And I started thinking about the people that I have helped, which I know sounds incredibly obvious now, saying it out loud. So I called, or actually I texted one of those ladies and asked her how she was doing, because I know when she started using the product, she was having migraines 3 to 5 times a week at least. And she said, oh, she goes, by the grace of God, I haven't had one since I started on the products. And I just am so thankful for this. You know, and I thanked her because I said, thank you. That's what I needed to hear, because that's why I do this. And so instead of making my dream board, what I told Lisa I was going to do was make a board that has those statements on it. So I'm going to have this lady and what she's told me. And then a couple of weeks ago, a lady told me that this has changed her life, that she was having, she had, oh crap, I can't think of the, starts with a C. I can't think what it is. But anyway, she was having all kinds of bowel problems. And she said that this has solved that for her. And she said, I got my life back. I'm not afraid to go out of the house now. So I'm just going to keep I'm going to put, that's going to be my dream board, because that motivates me more than anything.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Susan.
You're welcome.
Carol, do you have anything to add to that?
I can't imagine what it would be. Susie's a good spokesperson.
She is, but it's fun to see both of you guys sitting there. So thank you for sharing that, Susan. She knew you guys, just a shout out to Susan. She has to meet with me face to face on Zoom every single week. And she does it without complaining, which is accountability. Susan, thank you for being consistent with that.
Well, it is, but let's make it be very clear here. I'm the one that is blessed by that, because Lisa, the fact that you take time out of your week to help coach me and many other people is incredible. And, you know, and you hear everybody in here being very thankful for that. And so, you know, sometimes when I have one of the things that happens in Susan's head that gets after is really a guilt feeling on that, because I think that, and I think Stephen Todd may have said something about this last week, you know, if I'm going to take up your time, then I have the obligation to make that of value to you. And so, you know, sometimes when I'm kind of kicking myself, it's like, hey, you know, if I'm going to use this person's time, I need to make it worth their time. And so, you know, sometimes that's a good kick in the hind end.
Well, you don't need a kick very often. So thank you for sharing that. Awesome. Anyone else questions or comments that you would like to share? I see some new folks on the call. So if you guys are new, you want to introduce yourself. It's a little intimidating sometimes, but we would love to hear from you.
Lisa, this is Steve and Jenny Todd. We got on our phone.
They're on. Woo, woo. Yay.
After Jenny saying a few bad words. But listen, I want to just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. But I also want to thank Jim and Linda for sharing their hearts tonight. They are amazing sponsors. We are so blessed to have them as our sponsors, and I just can't thank them enough. We just love them and love this business, and who doesn't want to be around people like just the people that are talking tonight? If you don't like this, there's something wrong with you. But I just thank Jim and Linda from the bottom of my heart, and you too, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your consistency, guys. That whether you have hurricanes or just no internet, you guys find a way to be on this call.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gone.
I do have a question. This is Bethany.
Hey, Bethany, where are you calling from?
I am in Texas, the best state ever.
Awesome. Tell us, who is your sponsor, Bethany?
Laura McClendon, Miss number 2 the last couple of weeks.
Yay, yay. We're so glad that you're part of our team and her team as well. So thank you for being on tonight. What is your question, Bethany?
Thank you. Well, the lady who spoke a minute ago, I didn't quite catch her name. She told us that a woman had been suffering from migraines, and I don't know if it was colitis or not. I was just curious as to what her people had taken that showed those results.
I believe that was Susan Everett.
Yes, it was. And I followed the advice of my sponsor, Lisa Bell. And I try always to get people to start with CBD and CBG. And that's with both of those people, that's what they were doing. They were using both of those. I try, you know, there's times when people don't want to deal with both. You know, it seems like, why do I need to take 2 products? But I will try everything I can to try to get them to use both those products, because it just seems like the 2 together are kind of the miracle drug, or miracle anti-drug.
Okay, so just that combination, and that took care of both of those ailments, huh?
Yes, it did.
Amazing. Very cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks for the question, Bethany. Anybody else have a question or a comment?
I do. I seem to always have at least a comment. I wanted to thank Susan also for the idea, instead of a dream board, to do kind of like a testimonial board. Honestly, it's hard for me to dream big at this stage in my life. My main dream is to have a clean house. Well, I can hire a housekeeper then. But also, just kind of small dreams. And I do need to dream bigger, but I love the idea of a testimonial board, because that's what motivates me. Not buying a lake house, which is great for a lot of people to all come and visit, but I love seeing results. I love having somebody call me and show a video. Like, my daughter is now doing her homework. My son is now not going to the principal every day because he's more focused and he's more self-controlled. I love hearing how people are regaining their life and their lifestyles of getting out again. Remember the lady that was able to go out and rake her leaves, and she had never been able to do that before? That's just wonderful, those types of things. So thanks, Susan, for that idea.
And Nina, shout out to you for being bold enough to post your first video on Facebook.
Thank you. I've gotten a couple of results, and following up tomorrow with a husband and wife that are off on Monday. Yeah.
It's fantastic. So I don't know if you guys heard, Jenny Lesby really pitched Facebook Lives. And I know Susan Everett, I know, of course, Linda and Jim, and Nina has done these Facebooks. Debbie Ray has done Facebook Live. Gio Wilkinson has done Facebook Live. And you guys, I'm not a Facebook person, but in fact, I don't even know when I'm on camera. The last time that Hal and I did one, everyone was laughing because we were like looking at the camera, and then I saw these 6 names and I'm like, what did we just say? So it can be very disarming, but we get great traction from that. And so thank you for sharing that, Nina, as well. Any other questions or comments?
Hi, this is Kristen.
Kristen, hey, Eric.
Hey. And Eric, hey, everybody. Yeah, I was just thinking about how, there's a lot of, we've got Georgia Hemp Company that's just around the corner. There's CBD, there's Martha Stewart, there's these things. And we're not a CBD company, so I don't really have to get into, my daddy, your daddy type thing. But there's, having this Lishé and having something really new out there to talk to people about has been very exciting, because I don't have to feel those things. Well, I love this and I'm okay with this and this and that. So as I'm talking about the Lishé skincare, one is people can see results. 2 is that we do have something that other people don't have. And as I'm kind of looking around, I'm seeing like massage people, other people who are looking for that add-on, So I've got a couple of things. I know Lee Barnes has said some things like, hey, if I could show you something that's going to change your life in 30 days, would you give me 5 minutes of your time? I've got this kind of thing where I want, do you want to be the first indicator to carry the best skincare ever? Whatever. So I've got there's a whole bunch of things that we could use. And I was wondering if Dr. Linda or you, Lisa, had that kind of lead-in question about how to introduce something that's this revolutionary and innovative and kind of first of its kind to some of these, more like the spas. The mobile massage was a gal I was talking to, and I'm talking with her now. She's getting excited. But yeah. Any kind of lead-ins?
That's a great question. Linda, I don't know if you guys have done any of that yet.
We're reaching out to anestheticians and people like that right now. It's about the product, but it's about the opportunity. Are you looking to increase your bottom line? And with an amazing product that's revolutionary to the market, I promise that if you take 15 minutes with me, it will not be a waste of your time. And that's what we're doing tomorrow. I'm going to have my jam session, and I'm going to hit probably 50 people, either through social media or personal phone calls, just to make that point. But I don't, it is about the product, but guys, as a clinician, I know these products work. I know they work, and I know why they work. I know when I talk to other clinicians, whether they're a dentist, whether they're a doctor, whether they're a esthetician, whatever they do, they're looking at their bottom line no different than than I look at my bottom line. And so you got two products that you expose to people. You got the product called Ultra Brand, and then you've got the business called Ultra Business. And that's what you talk about. And that's what I mean about showing the plan. You've got to get the opportunity in front of people, because as much as they want to make their skin look better, their health better, and anything like that, people are hurting financially. So don't forget to offer the opportunity.
Hey, Linda, would you tell us what a jam session is, if people don't know?
Well, I do these things called jam sessions, but that's just where I clear the mechanism. I get everything else out of my head. No social media, nothing that can distract me. I put a sign on the door, do not disturb me.
No kids.
No
phone calls, no conversations with Jim.
Nothing. He's my biggest distraction. And for 2 hours, I will just make phone calls, make messages, just
and let me prompt you here on this. When you get disturbed by me or another phone call or noise, something in the house, something happens, how long does it take you to get back on track?
17 minutes and 23 seconds. That's statistics. And so every time you get the little dopamine rush on your phone that goes ding, I turn off all my notifications. I turn
new notification
during the
look at me.
So Susan, when I say that Linda has been the biggest, I get jazzed by overcoming Linda. That's the biggest thing, because I am, I'm the squirrel. I can get distracted by anything. And the greatest thing is, guys, the biggest thing that we will overcome, the things that you feel like plant yourself in cement the most, if you just really get excited about overcoming those things and embrace the fact that you'll change through it, it will be your superpower, no longer your kryptonite. It will be your superpower.
So Linda's jam session is literally 2 hours of focused work. It may be all phone call, it may be all something else. I don't know. I'm not in the room. I don't get to see the inner sanctum of what she's doing. I'm supposed to be doing my own thing, but whatever she's doing during those 2 hours, it's focused, undistracted work.
Thank you for that, guys. That's really, really important when we're talking about action. Awesome. Hopefully that answered Kristen's question. Thank you.
Kristen, you got it rocking, girl. You know what to do here, girl. You're awesome, man.
Well, the Lishé is an opportunity. I mean,
yes,
that's leading edge again. So
it is
that's the wave.
It is a passing window of opportunity.
It is, absolutely. It's a huge, huge deal. I've never seen a skincare program that works like this. And so thank you.
Oh, don't forget to turn in your pictures tonight.
7 days.
7 days.
Any other comments or questions, guys? We have time for maybe one more. If somebody would like to question.
Lisa, I have one other quick question. Yeah, I have a quick question. Last week on the Freedom Call, Stephen mentioned that the stimulus pack would be extended and that the Lishé system would be a $2.99 add-on. I haven't seen anything in print on that yet. Do you know anything about that, or have I missed the flyer?
It's legit. I think I haven't. I'm not sure that I've really enrolled anybody with. Yes, maybe I have with one. So you can add on the whole Lishé kit to a $49 stimulus for $2.99. So that's a done deal. If you have any issues with that, just contact support.
Great. Thanks. You're the best.
Hey, Nina. Love you, girl. So guys, just in closing, as Susan was talking about just the testimonial board, and Nina was talking about the testimonial board. When I started this, because of my son's result, I had no idea that just being a little catalyst would produce a fallout, that Jim and Linda would come to us and that I would be learning from them. But here's the other blessing, and I just want to read this to you in closing, and I'm going to violate every single rule that we have of, because I'm just going to read you the Facebook message that I got from one of our ambassadors that I really don't know very well. She said, I wanted to let you know I'm the one with a rare heart disease. Started about 10 years ago. My body doesn't absorb iron, so I require iron IVs. I've been taking Zalise almost a year. I've not met this person yet face to face. I go to a hematologist in Little Rock because he knows about the condition I'm suffering from, and she names it. I was having a $2,000 iron every infusion on a regular basis. One was due based on my history last February. When I went to get my blood work, it was excellent. And she didn't need the iron infusion. And so you guys might think that, you know, we're all facing our own obstacles. We're all facing our Lisas, our Lindas, our Ninas. And I believe that we are called to a very noble thing with Zalise. Yes, we're in the right window. Yes, can it create generational income? It can. But we have to use this as an opportunity just to get better. Instead of being amateurs and really not knowing how to do this, to be on these calls, to get on Tim Sales, to do everything we can so that we can learn to more effectively communicate, to open the doors, to help solve problems so that we get these kind of messages from somebody that we have never met. That is our job. So on Super Bowl Sunday, you guys go cheer for your team. Thank you guys so much for taking time out. You guys inspire me every day. And big thanks to Linda and Jim for their leadership and their love and their wisdom tonight. So thanks, you guys. Love everyone.
Thanks, Lisa. Judy Carver's
Judy
here.
Carver. There she is. Thank you, Judy, for bringing on Linda and Jim.
That's pretty amazing.
Lisa. Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Thanks, Lyndon.
Good job, Laura Curdy.
Hey, thank you.